Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Aman's Unfiltered. Today, we're diving into a hotly debated topic. Again, a lot of my episodes are hotly debated, so here's adding on to the collection. Now, the topic that I'm going to talk about today is called How Much is Too Much Information? Especially when it comes to sharing your life on social media. We are going to explore why people feel compelled to relieve their private thoughts online, the importance they place on putting the problems out there, and the controversial trend of discussing mental health issues on these platforms. I'm your host, Amanpreet Kalra, and let's get into it. Now, many people are arguing that social media has become a virtual diary where users feel an almost compulsive need to share their innermost thoughts. But why? Now, some say it's because of the dopamine rush that comes with likes, comments, and shares. It's like a digital validation that our thoughts and feelings matter. Now, others believe it's an outlet for those who might not have supportive network offline. However, the darker side of this trend is that it often blurs the lines between personal privacy and public consumption, leading to oversharing and potential exploitation of one's vulnerabilities. The urge to broadcast personal struggles can be traced to the human need for connection and empathy. Now, in an increasingly isolated world, social media provides a platform for people to feel heard and supported. Yet, there's a fine line, right, between seeking support and indulging in self-pity or maybe, let's say, attention-seeking behavior. There are critics out there that argue this public airing of grievance can lead to a culture of victimhood, where the severity of one's problems is measured by the amount of public sympathy one can garner. Then you have those who discuss their mental health issues on social media, which can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it has normalized conversations about mental health, reducing stigma and encouraging people to seek help. On the other hand, it has turned mental health struggles into a trend where some might exaggerate or fabricate issues for clout or for recognition. This not only trivializes genuine mental health conditions, but also creates a toxic environment where suffering is glamorized and commodified. And then you have oversharing, which can lead to significant consequences in both personal lives and professional lives. From employers making hiring decisions based on social media activity to the potential for online harassment, the repercussions of putting too much information out there are real. For instance, a viral tweet or a controversial Facebook post can follow someone for years, affecting their reputation and opportunities. Is the temporary attention worth the long-term risk? Have you guys ever thought about that? Now we have this other section where we have influencers who have played a significant role in normalizing the oversharing culture. Their curated lives, often filled with personal anecdotes and struggles, kind of sets a precedent for their followers. Think about it. While this can foster a sense of relatability and connection, it also pressures everyday users to mimic this behavior, blurring the lines between genuine sharing and performative vulnerability. But guys, what could be the psychological toll of constant sharing? The pressure to maintain a certain image or narrative can lead to anxiety and burnout. Moreover, the feedback loop of validation through likes and comments, which can create a dependency where self worth becomes tied to social media interactions. Ooh, how many likes did I get? Ooh, who commented on what post? You know, this can be particularly harmful to younger users who are still developing their sense of identity. Then you have this whole segment of privacy concerns and data exploitation. Have you guys ever wondered the algorithm of your phone when you search for something or when you even talk about something with your friends? Let's say, oh, you want to buy a new toilet seat brand, and then the next 5 minutes, your phone is bombarded with multiple sponsored ads of that particular product that you have just spoken about out loud. Just imagine how freaky this algorithm is. Now, put that into this perspective and imagine with every post, users are giving away pieces of their privacy, often without realizing the extent of data exploitation by social media companies. Personal information shared online can be harvested and used for targeting advertising, or worse, fall into the hands of malicious entities. The recent scandals involving data breaches and unauthorized data usage highlights the vulnerabilities of sharing too much information online. Now, there's also a fine line between advocacy and exploitation. While sharing personal stories can be a powerful tool for advocacy, it can also be exploitative. For example, mental health influencers who monetize their struggles through sponsorships and paid partnerships risk turning serious issues into mere marketing tools. This not only undermines the gravity of the issues but also raises ethical questions about the commodifications of personal pain. So, the whole cultural shift towards radical transparency, right? There has been a cultural shift between both of this, where authenticity is valued above all else. Now, this has led to an environment where oversharing is not only accepted but encouraged. However, this trend does raise questions about the long term effects on societal norms and individual boundaries. Are we losing the ability to distinguish between what should remain private and what is suitable for public consumption? As social media continues to evolve, so too will our relationship with it. Now, the next generation of users might push back against the oversharing culture, valuing privacy and discretion more than their predecessors. Alternatively, we might see an even greater merging of personal and public personas. Now, guys, only time will tell how this will literally shape our digital identities and interpersonal relationships. I'm gonna leave you guys here, short and sweet. I think that was a lot of information needed to take in already. As we've explored today, the phenomenon of oversharing on social media is complex and multifaceted. While it can foster connections and support, it also comes with significant risks and ethical dilemmas. It's crucial to navigate these waters very, very carefully, being mindful of the potential consequences of sharing too much. So just be careful, guys. It just takes one post, and the fact that I'm sharing these thoughts could also be viewed as oversharing. After all, I'm putting my voice and face out to the public, and it can be considered as self-indulging and narcissistic. However you want to look at it, I have thought a lot to myself before doing this, and I have consulted many friends and families and well-wishers, and I truly believe that there is an audience out there, and I do believe my conversations can make a difference. I hope they are. So I guess I am risking myself to oversharing my viewpoints, so to speak, I guess. So as we come back around to our topic today, it becomes difficult to distinguish when does it become oversharing. I do believe deeply that everyone out there started off innocently, and I believe that everyone started off with good intentions as well. So maybe, just maybe, it's not a bad idea to discuss your online behaviors with your loved ones to get a sense of whether your online persona or online behavior are truly virtuous. You know, for fun and games, or is it hurting someone or even yourself without you knowing? So, guys, yeah, that's my thoughts. Again, thank you for joining me on Aman's Unfiltered. Until next time, think twice before you hit that post button. I'm your host, Amanpreet Kalra.